There's been so many reviews. I don't know if you guys need my 2 cents, but I thought I'd, give you guys my thoughts on the new Kayali fragrance. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's doing absolutely fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and leave a comment down below. Let me know if you've tried out the fragrance. What are your thoughts? Are you picking it up? Let's get into it. So this is Yum Pistachio Gelato 33. It's an intense formula. And just as a disclaimer, this was not PR. I got this actually from Sephora, spent my own money with this. So yeah, I know that a lot of people get very weary with PR, but on this channel, you guys already know, I always keep it 100. This fragrance literally broke the internet. Everywhere I went, whether Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, everyone was talking about this fragrance. From the moment she announced that this was coming out, to the trailers and the teasers, everyone was super excited, and then it finally launched, and we definitely got mixed reviews. And I had sampled it at Sephora, and then I kind of just let it sit on my hand, left the store, and after like a week and a half, I went ahead and got myself a full-size bottle, wore it, and here we are. So packaging with Kayali, I really like their packaging. This one especially, it's very aesthetically pleasing, it's very on brand, and it's a perfect match to the actual fragrance. Right here is the bottle, and it is gorgeous. Gorgeous, this color. And I do appreciate that they have the main notes right at the back of the bottle, which makes it easier for me to review it. So we have pistachio gelato, hazelnut, sweet rum, whipped cream, marshmallow, and cotton candy. Sounds heavenly to anyone that loves a sweet, decadent gourmand. When I first sprayed this fragrance, I already have a spray of it right here, just to like let it sit there and give you guys my impression of the dry down. The opening. The atomizer is beautiful. We know Kayali does gorgeous on the atomizers. This opens fresh yet intense at the same time to me. It has a very loud cloud when you spray this. It's really intense. You don't need to overspray when you first spray this, in my opinion. It smells very clean in the opening, very like, almost like cotton clean. That's the vibe that I get when you first spray this fragrance, like a very fresh, not so much fresh in the citrusy, but like very clean. Think of like white linens, a cotton ball. That's what I get in the opening of this fragrance. But it does have this like spiciness to it in the opening in my nose. Now the dry down, okay, that is obviously the most important because that's what you're gonna get throughout the entire wear of this fragrance. To me, the dry down, I'm getting the cotton candy, I'm getting the marshmallow, and I'm getting the whipped cream. It is creamy, yet fluffy, airy. It gives me cloud-like vibes. Like when I close my eyes and I smell this fragrance, I think of like a cloud, but it's like covered in sprinkles of sugar. Like it's a cloud, okay? It's very light and airy. It's not a dense, heavy gourmand. Let me put the lid back on. It's not a dense gourmand whatsoever, in my opinion. The boozy aspect, you definitely get it, but it's in the most subtle way. It's not gonna give you like Killian's Angel Share, where it's like, it's heavy on that boozy note. This is very like, they just did like half a shot of booziness in there. It's very light tone when it comes to the booziness. For me, it's very fluffy. It's like a very whipped fragrance. It's very airy. It is girly for sure. I don't find it unisex. I do find that it leans feminine in my opinion because of that creamy nature to it. It smells like a mood uplifting scent to me. It has this like very like gentle, angelic vibe to it. To me, it's not leaning super sexy and erotic and, date night vibes. It's just like almost like romantic vibes. That's what I get from this fragrance. I think that the timing of the release is perfect because even though it is a gourmand, it's not a heavy, dense gourmand that would be reserved for the colder months. Because of its clean, airy, cloud-like nature, fluffiness, you could definitely wear this all year round. And I'm so excited to see how this performs during the colder months, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of warmth and that rum note is going to shine a little bit more during the colder months. That's just my thought process here. But I do feel like this is an all year round fragrance. I don't really layer this one. The week that I wore it, I didn't really layer it. I have tried, but I think this is on its own perfectly done. I like the fragrance. I really do. When I first sprayed it, I was a little taken back because I don't know, my expectation was somewhere else based on those notes. But now that I really look at the note breakdown and I look at the bottle of the fragrance, it's giving what it's supposed to give. It's very angelic, very suave, very fluffy, very airy. So the imagery of the bottle really is what you are going to get. It's not a dark, heavy, you know, sweet tooth kind of fragrance. No, not at all. Not at all, honey. It is completely opposite from that because it has this like clean vibe to it, and it's not like a freshie. It's more of like a clean fragrance with very beautiful nuances of sweetness, different elements of sweetness in there. It is a complex fragrance to me if you're not used to smelling niche-like fragrances, because it doesn't smell like a designer fragrance. It doesn't smell like a fragrance that you would walk into Sephora and smell right away. It is unique to me. It is. I have not smelled a fragrance that I can compare this to be really honest. Now, the whole pistachio gelato aspect, I don't think I get a ton of that. I don't really think I get a ton of that, but I do get a like dessert like vibe to this fragrance, but in the most subtle, wearable way. It doesn't straight up smell like food. It smells gourmand, but in a very perfume kind of way. This has such an addictive nature to it. Like the first time that I sprayed this, tested out at Sephora, the opening was a little bit like I was taken back, but as I walked out of the Sephora and I walked around the mall, I had myself smelling my hand constantly, and that fragrance was on my mind because at first I was like, I'm not gonna get it. Everyone's talked about it. I don't really need to review it. I don't really need the full-size bottle, but I kept thinking about it for literally weeks, okay? And then I went ahead and got myself a bottle and I sprayed it. And that first day that I had the bottle, I just kept smelling myself and smelling myself and smelling myself. And then I wore it for the entire week and I fell in love with the fragrance. I feel like this is a very addictive scent profile. Like you spray it once and you're like, It has almost like this comforting like vibe to it. It's very like cozy in a way. So I think that's where you get that like addictive nature. You just want to like give yourself a big hug. It is really nice. It's different for sure. It's not going to be for everyone, I think, but it is unique. If you're looking for a unique fragrance to go into your collection, and this smells nothing like any other kayali fragrance. And honestly, I appreciate Kayali for coming out with fragrances that are very different from one another. So whether you have the entire Kayali lineup, collection, I should say, they all have their unique DNA, which I really love. And I definitely see that Kayali is stepping out of the box of fragrances that you find at Sephora. They are coming out with the uniqueness. They are coming out with niche-like fragrances, which is really great. In terms of it being the intense formula, I get about, I want to say, 6 hours out of this fragrance, which is decent for me. I am not heavy on the like performance of fragrances because I'm okay with decanting it and bringing it with me. If I really love it, I'm gonna do that, you know? So I'm not a huge person when I think about that, unless you're spending like $500-600, $400 on a fragrance, then yeah, maybe you want to, you want to check out the performance. But I do feel like the performance is really decent. After that time of me wearing it, it does become a skin scent. It's still there. It still lingers throughout the day, but the scent bubble is not as large as the first couple of hours of wearing it. So I still find it really nice, and it's just yummy. Honestly, it's yummy. It's unique. It is a fragrance that you might have to kind of wear a couple of times before you understand it fully. But I really, really like this one. I do. I know there's mixed reviews, but I think they did an incredible job, not only with the scent, but with the bottle. It's absolutely gorgeous, and the uniqueness of the scent. I can totally see a very pricey niche brand coming out with a scent like this. It is gorgeous, it's unique, it's addictive. So yeah, it's a keeper for me. So guys, that is it for my review. I hope you enjoyed it and saw something new and cool today. Definitely leave your comments down below. I want to know, what are your thoughts on the new Kayali fragrance? Comment down below. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Ciao!